Hi guys, so I get a lot of requests on the relationship I have with Texan and how we endured our long distance relationship, and so I thought it would be fun to make a little advice video for all of you other lovebirds out there, not just for people in long distance relationships, but for people in relationships in general. Let me give you a little bit of a background story on Texan and I. We actually had a long distance relationship for a year and a half, and we did not have the luxury of dating before going on the long distance relationship. We ended up just meeting one night in Houston, and we parted way that night without any contact information, without knowing each other's last name. I got his number from a friend of the family, and I texted him to thank him for dinner because at the end of the day he was a stranger and he paid for not only my meal but for the friend of the family's meal and also for my brother's meal, which is like above and beyond what any person should be doing. After that first text message, he called me, and now 3.5 years later we are here. Of course, being in a long distance relationship really sucks, but the one thing that we did get to build above and beyond any other relationship is intimacy. We really got to know each other, we knew each other's personality, our likes and dislikes, and we just got along so well. It wasn't a month and a half later when he decided to fly to Nebraska to visit me for the first time. Now, it was really nerve-wracking that first visit because before this visit, we were literally strangers. So to have him come and visit me as a boyfriend, it was just kind of awkward. The strange thing is, after that first visit, I knew that I wanted to be in love with him for a really long time. And it sounds so cheesy, but when you figure out who you're in love with, it just hits you so hard. So the first time he left, I literally cried for 2 days straight, and he only spent 3 days with me, but those 3 days were like the most exciting and happiest 3 days I've ever spent with any other person. Okay, so I know that's a little bit long, so I'm gonna get started on the tips. Number 1, you must be able to trust him and he must trust you as well. If you were to go out with a friend and if that person was a girl, I knew about it, and it was the same way with him as well. We couldn't afford to get angry at each other over petty and stupid nonsense because trust was really the one thing that kept this relationship together. Number 2, instead of being sad about him leaving, I know this will sound a little bit obsessive, but it's better to count down the days when you'll see him again. Mourning about the good times you guys had together when he visited can be a little bit destructive, and it will turn you into an overbearing person, and trust me, that is not a fun person to be when you're in a long distance relationship. Tip number 3, if you end up feeling down or sad, the best thing to do is plan the next time you're going to see each other. I actually took on a few more hours at my job so that I could save more money so I could visit him. If he paid for the trip, then I usually paid for all the activities and where we went out to eat. We were both college students, so obviously it was a little bit harder for us, but we tried to make it work. Then when we planned everything out and when I'm not busy, I spend that free time trying to figure out which outfits I'm going to wear when I go visit him, even though he's not going to be able to tell the difference between gym shorts and high-waisted shorts. Still fun, and it kept me preoccupied, so I didn't feel like such a loner not having him around. Number 4, communication is so important in a long-distance relationship. There wasn't a day when I went without texting me, emailing me, aiming me, or talking to me on the phone. The only thing that kept this relationship real is having him respond to me. Otherwise, it'll just end up being like a fabrication of my imagination, and that can turn you ugly really quick. So just keep in mind that you need that line of communication open. You're not going to see each other all the time, so you have to try to talk to each other at least once every 2 or 3 days. Number 5, always try to fix a fight right away. You don't have the luxury of seeing each other, so the moment you guys argue about something, try to find a common ground. Don't play games, don't be petty, don't toy around, don't pretend to be mad just to get his feelings out. Be open and honest with him, but at the same time, respect his concerns and be understanding as well. If you truly love each other, you can fix a problem face to face or even 100 miles away. Number 6, this might sound really silly, but pictures and videos really help. Texan actually sent me a photo every single day for 3 months straight so that I wouldn't miss him so much. And then when he came and visited me, he also left me with Rupert, which kept me company at night when I was sleeping. And I know these little things might be a little bit childish, but you do need something physical to hold on to, and if it means holding on to his dirty, stinky boxers or socks, then go for it. It's kind of gross actually, but yeah. Tip number 7. You need to voice that you love him or miss him or he's hot, sexy, or whatever. the thing is, he can't tell by your body language, even if it's through a webcam, and you can't show your affection to him through a hug or through a kiss or through holding hands. So it's going to be kind of hard. I know it puts you in a position to be very vulnerable, but at least that vulnerability gives you an open window to really true, pure, passionate love. And if it's really true love, it's not vulnerability at all. He will voice those same feelings to you as well. Tip number 8. So while you guys are in the long distance relationship, try to make some plans to be with each other permanently. I know that means one person will have to sacrifice their friends, families, and job, but if you're the person that's making the sacrifice, he should reassure you that once you make that sacrifice, he will make you happier than you'll ever be. Here's the catch though. Once you give up everything to be with him, make sure that you don't try to guilt trip him every single time he does something wrong, because that will actually ruin the relationship and it will get really old really quick. And to be honest with you, even though I'm a girl, I find that annoying. Tip number 9. Don't force him to talk to you over the phone or email or text or whatever, or get cranky with him, because if he wants to go out with the guys, let him go out with the guys and have fun. At the end of the day, you guys are two individuals. You need to have a life of your own and he needs to have a life of his own as well. This is because you need something outside of the relationship. Not only does it help the relationship out, but it helps you as an individual grow. And as you grow, you can add more to the relationship. And tip number 10. Remember to always try to be considerate with each other. If he's voicing his concerns about your overly affectionate guy friend, then you need to reassure him that the relationship is platonic. Although I do not agree with ditching all of your friends just for a relationship, but you also have to make sure that your friend understand that this is just a friendship, and if they cannot respect those boundaries, then you have to question the friendship as well. I know it's hard and these decisions are just very confusing. Honestly, girls, let me tell you something. Relationships are not as confusing as women make it out to be. Once you are in love with someone, it is so dead on that this is the person you want to be with. You won't be questioning if you're going to be happy with him. You're not going to be questioning if there's going to be someone better. This is the person. I believe that there is more than just one person out there that you can fall in love with, but I also believe that if he's right there, why not just run with it? So after the 1.5 years, Texan and I decided to move in with each other, and actually it's been 2 years and I am so extremely happy. What's funny is that when you are so in love with someone, your life doesn't matter anymore. What matters is the health and the happiness of the other person, and the idea or the thought of him being hurt pains me more than me being hurt. I'm so lucky that I get to share this amazing feeling with the most amazing man I have ever met, aside from my dad. At the end of the day, if there's one iota of chance that him and I are not gonna work out, and if I end up miserable, if I end up hurting, and if I end up alone for the rest of my life, I honestly don't care, because right now I'm so lucky to be with him that just the sheer happiness makes me tear up. I know the video was different, hopefully it was interesting, and hope that it helps someone out there. And I'll talk to you guys later.